What's going on, guys? Someone suggested, I've actually gotten multiple suggestions that were like, hey, you should create a beginner series. So everything from like supplements, like when to take pre-workout, when to start taking protein, like when it comes to workouts, when it comes to going to the gym, like stretches, warm-up sets, exercises, like all of that type of stuff is what I think I'm gonna start to do in a beginner series. I already did one video, like this will be another video. They're gonna be a little bit shorter, more to the point, more specific. So today is gonna be squats, and I think personally that squats are something probably a little bit intimidating if you're new to the gym. It's not the easiest exercise. Like when I first started working out, I neglected legs for like 2 years. Like I didn't even do squats. It's like, who needs to do squats? No one does legs. And then now we're here and I'm doing legs like 3 times a week because you gotta bring them back. You gotta catch them up now. So yeah, don't be like me. Don't skip leg day. Do it early on. So I will not be showing my foam rolling. I do a foam rolling routine now, but it's not really a beginner thing, I don't think. Like I'm just gonna show some stretches that I would do and then get right into squats. And I will be doing high bar and low bar. They are different, so I'll share which one I like more, but let's get into it with a little bit of light stretching. So I started off with some forward lunges, or just lunges. They're gonna help to stretch your hip flexors as well as your groin. Like for me, I have tight hip flexors and I do 2 to 3 sets of like 15 to 20 seconds holding for each leg. And then I do air squats. I like to mimic the motion that I'm about to do when it comes to squats. Like I think that helps loosen up the muscles and get me ready to start squatting. There's more scientific research and reasons behind it, but I'm not gonna give you that. I'm just gonna tell you, do some air squats before you start squatting. It's gonna help. 2-3 sets for like 15-20 reps. And then I do these kicks, like single leg kicks, 2 sets of those, about 7 to 10 for each leg. And then I'm gonna do some calves, warm up with that, and then hit squats.
For just a few clips here and there, I will be doing a voiceover. So here, I'm doing the calf raises. I do about 2 to 3 sets of 12 to 15 reps to, again, warm up my calves. If I don't do this warm up before starting my squats, I just find that, well, one, my squats suffer, but also I'm just really tight. So it helps loosen me up. And then, again, I'm just doing more squats. These are high bar, just to, again, get loosened up, ready for the actual working sets.
Quick note. So I'm talking with a quote-unquote probably beginner. He said he's lifted for like 4 months. He said one of the reasons like he doesn't like squats as much because it hurts his back, and that is something that you'll find like when you first start to lift, especially squats. Like you're putting all that weight on your back, you have to build up that almost like a little callus. Otherwise, yeah, it could tear through your shirt. It'll definitely hurt your back like days after doing leg day. So that is something to also keep in mind. I'm glad he brought it up. He's also he's a Water Jug Fitness supporter. Yo, show him the wristband. Boom. Yo, there it is. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, someone also told him, which I thought was weird. Someone came up to him and was like, he was benching, and it was some older guy, and he came up to him and was like, hey, that's too much weight for you. But he was benching more than the guy that told him that, and that is something maybe, I guess, I don't know. As a beginner, like, I don't know who comes up and tells people that, but like if you're benching weight, or if you're lifting any kind of weight, whatever it is, and you can do it, like just keep doing it. Like you don't, like I've said this before, like you don't have to listen to what other people are saying. Like he was doing it just fine. I mean, he was, it wasn't even, it was like 105 or something like, and for your, no, you're like what, 13?
14.
Yeah, 14. I didn't start lifting until I was like 20. So props to him for also getting in here at that age. Yeah, I think also being a young dude, like people try to have more influence over them. I don't know. If you're a young lifter, just like, and you're doing your thing, just like keep doing your thing. Like his dad, he said, is a bodybuilder or was a bodybuilder. I'm like, you have plenty of advice from your dad. Like, I wouldn't listen to other 60-year-old men in here that don't really know what they're talking about. So, a little side rant. But, yeah, I'm gonna get back to this workout. Put some 45s on there. Now, for bar placement, I'm gonna take this hoodie off so you can see. So for high bar, you're gonna be up here more. Low bar, lower. It's a dynamite explanation, I know. For feet placement, they're about shoulder width apart for high bar, and then for low bar, they're gonna be a little bit wider. And you're gonna want to try to point your toes out a little bit. At least I find that is what helps me. So you can try it. I used to not point my toes out. And now I do. So again, you gotta play with it a little bit. It's gonna depend on your flexibility. Like,
If you have tight calves and poor ankle mobility because you're not doing warm-ups, or because you're newer to squats, that's gonna happen. It's a new lift. Like, you're gonna have to work your way into this, but it will affect your squat depth. And depth, you wanna make sure that your booty is passing your hips. You might also hear it referred to as breaking parallel.
and you wanna do about 4 to 5 sets of, again, around 8 to 10, 10 to 12 reps. Those are all good rep ranges when it comes to beginners and squatting.
And now I'm trying to demonstrate the low bar squat. So the bar is lower on my back and my feet are wider. This is something that you're gonna have to play with, as well as even your high bar squat. It's not gonna feel the most comfortable right away. It's taken me years to finally get to a point where I'm like, okay, my squat, I know my high bar, I know my low bar, like everything feels smooth and fluid. So just don't beat yourself up. It's gonna take a little time to get used to, but you will get the hang of it.
Something I like to do is I will do high bar squats till I get to about 225 pounds to 245 pounds, and then I switch to low bar squats. I honestly prefer low bar over high bar. I used to do high bar more, but now I almost use it as like a warm up. And then when I get to about 245, 255, 265, those are more of my working weight, and I will switch to low bar. I feel it more in my hamstrings and my ass or your glutes. That's where you're gonna feel low bar more, I think. So I would incorporate both into your routine. You could do one day where you just do high bar, and then another leg day where you do low bar. Again, I like to incorporate them in the same workout. High bar is gonna be up to my working weight, and then when I get to my working weight, and I actually start my working sets. Working sets means like the actual sets that count toward the exercise. So if I'm doing 4 sets of squats, and I do 3 or 4 or 5 warm-up sets, those don't count towards the working set. So then I still have 4 more sets of actual squats and my working weight, and that's what I'm about to do. So I will just show you the rest of my little squats, and that'll wrap up this video. But as always, please leave feedback on how to make these videos better, and also please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for videos like this, and check out the rest of the workout. That was a weird face I just made. Check it out.
Something else I just wanted to touch on was a belt. Do you need it? Should you get it right away? I didn't have one for the longest time. I do think they're helpful. Do I think like tomorrow if you start squatting, before you start squatting, before you do it, you need to go out and run and get a belt? Like, no, I don't think that's the case. I think, you can do squats without the belt. I mean, I do it all the time without a belt. But as you get to heavier weights, like the belt will help. So something to think about. Do you need to run out tomorrow and get one? No. But after, a few weeks, months, and as you get going heavier, as you get your squat form down, it is a good accessory to have. Same with the knee sleeves. You will now see that I'm wearing knee sleeves. Those are also something very helpful that you don't need to immediately get. You can, but they will help your squat. I find them helpful, but you don't need to run out tomorrow and get them.
I was wondering how you warm it up. Come on, Jeff. Let's go, come on. Come on. Get up. I didn't realize you were saying something. Good luck in the set, brother.